Jodi, you are in a very, very amazing space, especially with what you have built. And taking into account what's happening, I think healthcare is a space which is growing by leaps and bounds, and we are going to see a lot of technology innovation happening. Probably we are going to see more bands coming in, more trackers coming in order to kind of track more uh, data from, because every individual is unique. And I think with the right amount of data, uh, a lot of information can be tracked and can help the physicians uh, when they are doing the diagnostics for a patient. And you're in a very, very unique space. So how do you blend all this with your product? I mean, I would love to hear your thought process on this.
Well, that's an interesting question. I think early on in the beginning, I wanted to make wearable tech devices. Like it was a whole different thing. And that's a separate story, but I decided to start by sort of dipping my toe in the water and taking a Fitbit, which was an existing device, and making it more beautiful so that people would, me, myself included, want to wear it. And so in 2014, Fitbit had 68% of the market, and it was sort of simple at first because I was focusing on Fitbit. I was 3D printing our jewelry, which was nice because it was easy to try new things without committing into holding a lot of inventory. But quickly, as the world changed and the market diversified in terms of people making accessories for Fitbit, there were tons of other competitors to Fitbit, and Fitbit itself started changing its form factor every time you blinked, which was challenging for us. So we've consciously decided, I mean, at some point I had to have a hard moment where I said, I'm not going to do these medical devices that I wanted that were going to improve people's lives in a more significant way. I'm going to focus on allowing people to make their devices more appealing. And that's what we're doing. So in 2016, so we still have products for Fitbit, but I would say Apple Watch bands and Apple Watch sport bands are 95% of our market. We have all kinds of jewelry to customize them. I don't know if you can see this here. This is, well, whatever. You can check it out later, but it's really just about making it a little more fun and a little more personal. So I guess we're hoping to continue our innovation. I'm sort of blending this with your last question, but 2020 was challenging for a number of reasons, and our business grew a lot. So we're now trying, and part of the ways that our business has grown, and we've seen this since the beginning when we were 3D printing products, is that people want to customize everything. In the beginning, it was like, I want, you know, your favorite sports team's logo on your jewelry, or you want your college, whatever. Right now we offer engraved rings, which are hugely popular and somewhat labor intensive. And people are actually using them to say, people will say type 2 diabetic, or you know, some kind of an allergy. And they also use it to remember people they loved, or pets that they loved, or dates, or whatever. But there's a big trend in customization. So I think we're going to stay the course with, we're not making our own device. We may experiment in bands because a lot of, there's so many third-party players who are making bands for all the devices, and that makes our lives more complicated. So if we give you a band with our jewelry, then it's an easier, we don't have to worry about as much. And that's a secret.
Wonderful. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you are,
we're focused on like, how do we scale, given that we have very high touch, you know, the engraving is complicated, but what's the best way to scale operations to keep up with demand, which is actually not my expertise. I'm all about making sure the customer is happy and making things they want. So that's our challenge.
Excellent. Wow. That's a unique thought process. And ultimately you are complementing an existing set of product with your own innovation. That always finds its place in the consumer's mind, because people love design, and people are always looking at gadgets which are beautiful. And I think what you're doing is really complementing that. So excellent.